A very warm good morning to everyone. So the topic for our today's presentation is organizational culture and its impact on employee motivation, a case study on Lakshmi Bank. I'm Jenny Shrestha and these are our team members Akimi Barwal, Suzu and Sarham Bingu. In table of content, first we have background and findings, and in conclusion we have how Lakshmi Bank works and followed by recommendation. So what is Lakshmi Bank? Lakshmi Bank is a commercial business bank and a limited liability company domiciled in Nepal. The total number of employees in this bank is more than 1,000. The number of branches is 96 and the current CEO of Lakshmi Bank is Ajay Vikram Saha. It was established in 1st April 2002. The corporate office of Lakshmi Bank is in Hatisar, Nepal. Hence, this case study aims to recognize how the culture adopted by the company has contributed in motivating the employees. So talking about how we approached our objective. So first of all, we all agreed to investigate on the organizational culture and its impact on employee motivation. And then we exchanged our numbers, emails, and created a group chat on Viber. So as Lakshmi Bank is a pioneering bank of Nepal, we all decided on a primary research. So one of the team members had a connection with the branch manager of this bank. So we got an appointment to interview the HR manager easily. So the research. So we divided the topic into 4 subtopics to make the research process easier. And to carry out the research, we used both primary and secondary data. We conducted an interview and a survey for primary data. We consulted with the internet to access to journals, articles, and annual reports of the bank for secondary data. And all those findings were shared to gather individual opinions and additional insights. So moving on to the main topic, that's organizational culture and motivation, I'd like to talk about organizational culture. So organizational culture is the sum of values and beliefs which serve as a glue to integrate all the members of the organization. Quinn's competing values framework. It is recognized as the most effective way to describe a company's culture. So we chose this model to describe Lakshmi Bank's culture. And also Lakshmi Bank's culture falls under human relations model. Human relations model is the approach of management based on the idea that employees are motivated not only by financial sectors, but also by a wide range of social factors, for example, praise, sense of belonging, feeling of achievement, and pride of one's work. So the best example for this model could be the Houghton effect by Elton Mayo, which says productivity increases if employees receive social attention rather than any other changes in working environment. Incentives. Staffs get 3-month advance payment in an emergency, but then bank encourages the employees who are eligible to take the loan instead of advance payment. Pregnant women get a flexible lunch hour and 1 hour early leave, and then employee recognition through excellence award each month. And Lakshmi Bank has the culture of speaking up, that is whistleblowing, which means raising the voice if they believe something unethical is happening in the organization, but then anonymously, just like Amazon, it adopts this culture. Decentralized decision making, where each branch head takes the decision by themselves for their own branches, and flat hierarchy system. Open office plans and open door policies shows the importance of communication between the employees. Training programs for the new recruits to get adjusted to office life from college life, and then yearly training program with NBI, Nepal Banking Institutes, for all the employees for different programs like management development programs, customer service, etc. The turnover rate is 7.5 times annually, which is a very good record for the organization working in a financial sector, because banking sector in Nepal is very small and people keep on switching between the banks. So those employees who left this bank asked for the position again even after leaving. And then they have developed a personal relationship with employees by referring to each other as brothers and sisters instead of sir and madams for a personal touch. So for further explanation, I'd like to call my friend Akemi. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenny. I'd like to talk about Shine's 3 levels of culture. And firstly, artifacts, second values, and third basic assumption. In artifacts is something observable, as someone coming into the culture can observe the elements. And artifacts includes first architecture. Lakshmi Bank's architecture includes open plan offices, which shows the how they prefer communication between employees. Secondly, technology. Lakshmi Bank is one of the first few banks to introduce mobile apps in Nepal, as well as they have developed projects such as ATM-less mobile banking, which is the online platform of banking, and they have also developed programs like awareness on saving in the rural areas. Now, talking about style, Lakshmi Bank does not have any uniform, but their employees are expected to be casual formal. And courses, Lakshmi Bank has introduced body culture in their organization, which is for new recruits. Here, the new recruits are paired up with an employee who knows all the ins and outs of the organization for a week, and they will train the employee to make sure that they adopt in the organization successfully. Now, the second level of culture is values. Values provide common direction to all the employees, and one of the values of Lakshmi Bank is that they are committed to maximize profit for the shareholders. The values of Lakshmi Bank falls under its perspective, as the culture was formed by itself and the culture keeps on changing with time. Now, values also help to guide employees' behavior, and the values that Lakshmi Bank places on its employees' behavior are to be honest, be creative, be entrepreneurial, and maintain high standards. In order to obtain such employee behavior, the sources of values are current staff appraisal, performance systems, reward and incentive systems, disciplinary systems, and promotion. Therefore, Lakshmi Bank's values are high standard of good corporate governance, transparency, professionalism, and high ethical tone, international best practices in Nepal, and team spirit. Now, the third level is basic assumption, when people act according to the values and beliefs which roots itself as the organizational basic assumption and directs their actions. Innovation is what we've observed as Lakshmi Bank's basic assumption, and Lakshmi Bank encourages its employees to be innovative. They will gain ideas from the staff and try to implement and uplift them if they believe that the ideas can help the bank to develop further. Therefore, organizational culture of Lakshmi Bank helps to motivate, innovate behavior and make employees go beyond their designated role in order to create strong identification in the organization. Now, moving on to corporate culture. Corporate culture and employee motivation act as a mediating factor in employee performance and organizational performance. In order to motivate employees through corporate governance, Lakshmi Bank firstly foster a sense of belongingness in the organization, which also helps to retain employees. As mentioned previously, Lakshmi Bank's turnover rate is 7.5 times, which is a very good rate for a business working in financial sector. For instance, in order to foster this sense of belongingness, they organize Orange Day in every month's last Friday of the English calendar. Here, the employees will play a game such as Grab a Gift game, which is similar to Secret Santa, but everyone receives a gift, which the manager believes that encourages bonding between the employees. And this also helps to enforce the new recruits in the Lakshmi Bank's culture, which also helps to make the working condition more friendly. Therefore, they get motivated to work more. And secondly, freedom to act and be creative. As mentioned in the previous slide, Lakshmi Bank encourages employees to be innovative. Therefore, they announce a creative platform in their intranet where any employee from any branch can come forward with an idea and will communicate with an concerned department head, who will work together with the employee and make research on that project, if that project can be developed further. And this also helps to encourage bonding between employees and the organization, which ultimately motivates them as they feel like they are being recognized for the job. Therefore, employees are a valuable asset for organization for Lakshmi Bank. Thank you, and I'd like to call Sue for Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
My name is Sue. Now I'm going to talk about motivation. Motivation can be connected to the workplace to ensure that employees successfully complete their work. It can be said that motivation stimulate people into action. According to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, he stated a need can never be met fully, but a need that is almost fulfilled does not encourage motivation. For example, if a person finds the food, he won't be interested in the challenge in work. So for the Lakshmi Bank, they more focus on they prefer belongingness as the second factor. Then is safely needs. And because the motivation is very wide topic, but basically motivation can divide into two parts, which is intrinsic and extrinsic. Intrinsic means you get a meaning in work, and extrinsic means you work, but you motivate in work, but because of the promotion, prices, benefit. Employees are motivated, but not only extrinsic factor, also intrinsic factor. So the Lakshmi Band focus on the both factor, but they're more towards to intrinsic rewards. Different from the Maslow hierarchy of needs, Herzberg showed that responsibility, challenge, achievement, variety, and advancement opportunity lead to motivation. But improvement in hygiene factor does not create motivation. It means improve the working condition does not cause people to motivate in work instead of not dissatisfaction. So the key is we should know what motivates people, because what motivates you might not motivate others, and what motivates you now might not later. So it's important to understand each person's character as a manager to lead the employee attain high productivity. So for the further speech, I would like to call the Sayo.
So talking about mission statement, we are committed to the excellence in the delivery of entire government of financial service in order to achieve sound business and growth, embracing team spirit, progressive technology, and good corporate governance. So for the second, we are going for the vision statement. They will be bank of choice for growing, vibrant Nepal, and enriching household and business and communities. So, so for the mission statement and vision statement, the willingness of a sector tends to be provided with opinions about critical work progress, characterized in success in teammates. As mission and vision statement were created, management conference with key role of players of every department. The collective voice of employees from every department help to create mission and vision statement. So for the further, I would like to explain how Lakshmi Band works. Corporate culture, open door policy, fun and bright working environment, innovative and creative, value driven. So for the recommendation, since work is financial sector, it tends to be monotonous and tedious, and demanding the utmost attention, which makes employees very tired. We would like to recommend Lakshmi Bank to have a recreational space, for example, like a mini library or a snooker, so that employees can get recharged and work more productive. As Google has done the same thing. So in this way, we would like to conclude our presentation and looking forward for your any questions. Thank you.